This KubeCon, what I'm hearing from people is that the layout, the way they have laid out the booths, there's no impact on traffic despite flight cancellation, despite shutdown, traffic is same, and the way the whole event has been where people have time to talk to each other. They don't have to shout over each other. So I want to hear from your perspective.
I noticed right away that the layout they have for the show floor is just really conducive to having good conversations. It's organized a little bit differently. There's plenty of space between booths this time. And the venue, the acoustics in the venue are a little bit better. So usually by the second day, my throat is just killing me and I can barely speak. And this time hasn't been a problem at all. It's been fantastic.
I mean, I immediately noticed the sound. Instead of having to raise my voice and be loud, I can have conversations with people right there. And there's enough space where you can, grab some people, go to the side, outside of all the conversations around you, and have, a nice, steady conversation with people without feeling like you're yelling or wanting to escape this room in order to get some peace and quiet, which, has made it easy to find people because they're up for staying in here and mingling with each other and introducing to each other. So I think it's gone really well.
I thought a lot of people would actually not make it, but just looking at the line and the excitement and people are really buzzing, it's actually very busy. One of the busiest I've been. I've pretty much done all the KubeCon from day one. I was at the very first KubeCon in San Francisco. I've been in the Kubernetes space now for more than 10 years. And what I see this year in particularly, a lot of people talking about being efficient, being green. That is the complete opposite to what I see the AI company doing, where they're building data centers, they're really going crazy. The Kubernetes community is still focused on being really efficient and being green.
It's been stunning, right? This is the 10-year anniversary, and I've been to, I think every KubeCon, going all the way back to when it was just in a hotel in San Francisco. And it's amazing to me to have watched the evolution of the show itself. Even just this show, I feel like we keep getting more and more into a community space. They're doing a really nice job building the show floor, not packing it in, not making it feel like we're shouting over everybody, not making it feel like a vendor show, but feel like, there is a community here. It's amazing to me. There's a lot of people who I've recognized from my days going way back, but there's a lot of new faces. So, we keep bringing in new people, we keep bringing in new capabilities, new vendors show up and turn over, change, and that's been exciting. And it's huge. It's absolutely, they've laid out the floor, and it's a really stem to stern of the convention hall. A lot of vendors, a lot of names I know, a couple I don't know. It's fun to see.
It's great to have leaders in this space, to have them have a voice. The KubeCon CloudNativeCon community is diverse, and giving everybody an opportunity to be on the platform is great. People are coming to this community from all areas, and they might be a technologist, they might be a marketing person, there's so many different ways to get involved with this community. But the people make you feel included. And there's amazing people like Catherine Paganini, who she started Merge Forward or works on that is all about bringing people together. There's the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Working Group. There's places within this community that you can get involved to make sure other people are involved. And I think everybody plays a role in that. And because everybody plays a role, it is a great place to be.
The frequency of people coming to our booth really pretty much depends on where you are in the exhibit hall. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. But what I can definitely see is that the dynamic of the conversations have shifted. So a few years ago, talking about data service orchestration across Kubernetes clusters was not very familiar. People didn't really see the problem yet. That has changed quite a lot, and that also changes the dynamic of us, as a company.
KubeCon CloudNativeCon North America is always big, and we always want to do something interesting over here.
Kubernetes celebrated its 10th birthday last year. It's CNCF this year. It's kind of amazing where we've come. The Cloud Native projects have had, 290,000 different contributors. It's kind of insane, the amount of community engagement. Over 190 countries, so it's everyone. But I do remember sort of being at one of the early KubeCons, and they weren't that big in those early days. And I was working at a startup at that point, and we were looking at what Kubernetes was doing and how containers were working. And I kind of turned to my founder, and I was like, my co-founder, and I kind of said, this is it. This is going to be the thing. And it turned out to be a fantastic success. So I'm kind of really happy that I kind of got onto the cloud native bandwagon and have been working on cloud native ever since.
I think the show's been great. A lot of really good conversations. It's been interesting to see the conversations we have. There's people who are pretty advanced in their infrastructure automation. There's people who are just getting started. And there's certainly talk about AI, but a lot of people, especially this market, this audience, there's some skepticism about AI. Like I find a lot of vendors promise everything about AI versus where does it really fit in and how is it going to actually help me day to day. So that's what I've found so far in the show.
Yeah, so every year, Swapnil, the booth experience and the sponsor experience is, altering in different ways. Yes, this is I think one of the biggest venues that we've been in. It's been very convenient in terms of getting people queued in the right kind of way. So there's not the swarm of people like London was, or the train of people that Amsterdam was in the past. But it's a nice distributed crowd throughout the day, and I kind of favor that. It's also that a lot of the people I've been speaking to mentioned that it was a bit of a slow start, but it's really picked steam as the days have gone by. And I think the biggest thing for me that I like to notice in the booths is the first time I started coming to this, a lot of it was cloud native and Kubernetes everything, and then it became sort of Bassam and Knative and eBPF and all of that. And last year obviously it was a lot of AI this, AI that. But this year, I think everybody's just flexing their NVIDIA partnership. So everything is an NVIDIA partner, and AI-based, blah blah blah. So that's interesting to know.
The foundation's strong. This whole conference is built around Kubernetes. It's KubeCon. That's also CloudNativeCon, right? So I'd say the foundations of Kubernetes as a control plane are very strong. Declarative control, this whole reconcile pattern that everything here is built around. So strong foundation, massive community, and really strong community. The combination of both is, I think, what makes this still relevant, right? It's not going away. In fact, quite the opposite. Even with something as disruptive as AI, what we're seeing is that it's converging on Kubernetes and cloud native, right? So it's able to withstand something as large as AI.